Hello everyone, welcome to episode 22 of Scribbles with Jonathan. I'm your host, Jonathan Rector, and today we're going to be talking about starting and finishing a concept. When I first started Scribbles with Jonathan, it was the first topic that I did, and I finally found an actual program to record what's going on in Photoshop at a much smaller resolution output, and it doesn't like my system to all hell. So, what are we doing? Basically, what I'm going to show you is how I go about starting and finishing a concept. And I usually use this work for personal projects. Sometimes I use this for paid work. But right now, all I'm doing is, the idea I was going with was Barbarian. And we all know the typical barbarian idea is Conan the Barbarian. So what I decided to do was start with that. So I'm going with a traditional guy. I'm just doing a very, very quick as you can see, structure of the character. And as we go along, I'll show you what I do in each stage to push it a little bit further than I did before. And I've seen lots of people doing this. One awesome site that I recommend is idrawgirls.com. The guy has a phenomenal amount of tutorials on this. So I will be doing this in stages. This video will just cover the initial ideas that I wanted to get out, and then I'll progressively go as that. I did want to let you guys know why there hasn't been videos for quite a while, and the reason for that is I've been really, really swamped, unfortunately, and I've finally been able to get back to it. I'm still very busy, but I'm finding time to get this done for you guys. And again, it's really fun to do, right? Or if it wasn't fun, why would we do this? I did want to take this opportunity too. If you guys aren't familiar with this awesome website, it's called Ustream. And I'll post a link right now, not a link, but a text on the screen so you can see the site that I'm talking to, and it'll have my site on there. And basically what it is I can stream video, and people can watch and chat and talk and all that stuff at the same time. I did do a test today. I posted it on Twitter that I was going to do it. It didn't come out 100%. There's a couple errors that were happening here and there. Mostly it was I forgot to hit the record button. I was broadcasting, but I figured that when you broadcasted it, it would save too, but it didn't. So I ended up figuring that out and saving a little bit at the end. And what I want to do with that is that show is going to be called Live Scribbles with Jonathan, and I want to do that show a little bit more than this show because I can talk longer and we can discuss things. Like anybody that has any questions, or if people want to come in and tell me I suck, or if you tell me they like what I'm doing, or if they have any comments or questions, you guys can pop on there when the show's going, and we can see where it goes from there. And that's the other thing I want to talk about, the actual Scribbles with Jonathan show, like this one. I'm going to be updating it every Friday now, once a week, at least until things slow down a bit. But at least for a while, this is what I'll be focusing on. And the live Scribbles with Jonathan, that could go many ways. I'm pretty sure I can record off my screen, and I can do traditional. And you got a little bit more fun with that. But okay, so I'm just going to show you guys what I'm doing here. Basically just saving the file. Nothing fancy there. I had the body type that I generally wanted, and all I did was I copied it and pasted it 3 times so I can draw a design on it multiple times to see which one I like. And what I'm worrying about at this stage is just the shape. How right now anyway the armor looks on him. And like I said, this was a Conan, or not a Conan, but a barbarian, and I didn't know how, where to push it. I didn't want to just put the loincloth on there. I wanted to give a little bit more design element to it. So right now he's looking a little gladiator-ish. I wasn't sure how I was digging that one. I wasn't feeling the girdle a little bit too much, and the corset that I kind of gave him. And this guy, I was getting a little bit to me feeling a little more latexy with this one. I think you'll see as it goes. I didn't care for much of these ones, and the one that I ended up going with, I didn't even think that I would. It's actually quite a deterrent from your typical barbarian that you would see, and that's one thing I do like to go by is breaking the norm a bit. And just because it's a barbarian, he doesn't have to be savage or just muscles in a loincloth. You can have fun with it. This one I'm just putting a little bit of fur on there. This is where I started to enjoy liking where it was going. It was adding fur to give him, like a hunter type of look. And just bulking it up a little bit more. I was going to give him some pants, but then I decided, what, would be kind of cool like a cloak. And what I'm doing here is, now that I have those designs, I'm just going to make some more. because I wasn't settled on the one that I had permanently done. You got to keep pushing these things, and you can spend tons of time doing this, guys. But for the sake of the video, I just wanted to do about 6 to 10, and then pick what I liked from there, and then move to the next stage, do the same thing, move, and you'll see how it goes. Yep, so this guy's looking, I was kind of getting tapped for ideas, so I decided to just give him a superhero outfit, just to break my mind out of things. Like, instead of stopping and thinking too much, I find it best to just keep putting things in there. Just keep the pen or the stylus going. This one I decided to do similar like what I did in the last step with the guy with the fur, except I decided to have like a bear's head or something in there. And the final image that I ended up going with, I think I'm going to go back now that I'm watching this and recording the audio. I think I'm going to add a little bit more animal heads in his costume in the final version. I think it'll add a little extra to it. And as you can see too, I'm not concerned about like what his actual body type looks like too much, or what kind of hair he has, or facial hair. At this point, all I'm worried about is the actual costume. And it's not even the details, it's just the feel of it. And I'm assuming you guys can see the vast differences, and this takes no time whatsoever. Like, you can go in when you're done this and just start adding tweaks, like belts, buckles, things like that. And then what I'm doing here is I'm just playing with the layers so I have each one separated. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to increase the size of the canvas. See that in a second here. And once I have the canvas a little bit bigger, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of those pictures together so I can see how they look next to each other. So I'll just zoom out. And now I can see immediately which style I like going with a little bit. And the one I end up going with is the guy in the top left. For some reason I just like the style look of it. The other ones I wasn't too fond of, or, to me. And here I was just adding like the bear's head, like I told you, onto the version that I liked. Just so, I didn't forget about it. So all you had to do is you can do this, which is really cool. You just cut little chunks out of the guy and copy and paste it on him, and, you can play with experiment that way. Then here, I'm just doing some more design work. Now that I have the final one, save a new version. Always keep saving, I find anyway. That way you can always go back if you fall on something. I just got a little darker of a brush here. And I was just playing. I just wanted to make sure that I got the idea across so I didn't forget that I wanted an animal head in there. And in this stage, I'm just doing hairdos. So I give this guy a little brush cut, a little goatee, just to see, how does the hair fit in with the rest of the props. And I wasn't too fond of this haircut because it was starting to look a little too emo-ish and a little, prissy boy, I suppose. It is the one I end up going with, just because I think, anyway, when I zoom out and you'll be able to see it, the hair actually works with the costume, and you never want to fight the two. I kind of like the cornrows that I was putting on that guy there. That was my strong second choice, but if you zoom out one more time here, you can see, to me anyway, the one that stands out the best was the long-haired version. So I grabbed that one, and then I just do it again. I make the canvas a little bit bigger. And then what I'm worrying about in this one is I'm looking for a final haircut, and I thought I'd try some facial hair too. And at the end of this stage, I'm going to save it for the next video and take it further so you guys can see. But this is just how I start my concepts. And hopefully this gets you guys' ideas going too, so you guys can keep hammering out on them too. Just adding some more rough hair in there, just some scraggly hair. Some more facial hair on this guy. But I did want to say thank you so much for watching, you guys. It means quite a bit. You guys can get a hold of me on Twitter. My username is artbyjar. You guys can also check out my website at jonathanrector.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the videos to keep yourself up to date. Also, I'm going to put another link here so you guys, because it's new anyway, don't forget to check out the live Scribbles with Jonathan. And it's going to be at ustream.tv/channel/JonathanRector. Okay, guys? Stop by there. I'm going to update the calendar so you guys know when the next live stream will be, so you guys can hop in. So have an awesome week, my friends. Keep the lead and the stylus is burning, and I'll talk to you later. Take care.